Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's your host with the most, Griever, as always, bringing you guys the latest chapter 227 of Akatsuki no Yona, also known as Yona of the Dawn. Yona of the Dawn, chapter 227. Let's get underway with this one, because this one, I know I always say it, but I think this time it is going to be a shorter review than my usual for Yona, even though it's a monthly series. Usually the reviews go 25, even 35 minutes. This chapter only followed one party, right? One. And that is the continuation of after Val caught up with Mei Nian in Coca Kingdom. And right now it's just Yona and stuff. We have no idea where Mr. Bodyguard, who is not stronger than Hawk, hashtag nobody's stronger than Hawk, where the hell he ran off to, but apparently they're setting fire to the town and all this other stuff. We do confirm that they're setting fire to the town to distract people from, and distract the palace guards, distract everyone so Hiryu Castle can be easily infiltrated. For what purpose? Who knows? Maybe they will burn down the thing. I think there was a theory that one of my commenters mentioned. It's not my theory, but the fact that Yona did have a premonition. She had a premonition dream of Hiryu Castle burning and the shrine burning. And will that affect the dragon's powers? Will that affect their lifespan? Will that affect anything? We don't know. That's the key. We don't know what happens, what the connection to the shrine is, what will happen if it's destroyed, what happens, like if it's burned, if it's defaced, if it's, sacrilegious, blasphemy. We don't know. We have no idea. So the thing is that potentially these assassins, these dosmos, I believe they're called, I'm not 100% on that, but these assassins who are very, they did the masquerade mask thing. They're doing the very creepy, unable to tell, hello, we're smiling all the time because we're masked assassins, right? They're doing that trope, and I don't mind that. That's always creepy. It always is foreboding. It's always got that sneaky, shadowy feeling to it. And once again, this art style of Yona of the Dawn lends itself to be able to do that very creepy feelings of dread, feelings of terror, feelings of sweat. That stuff is very well portrayed throughout Yona of the Dawn. Like when Hawk and Soo-won first met and Hawk was scary. As Zeno has said, I wouldn't want to fight the Mister, the Immortal, because the Mister's scary when he fights. So that's already been portrayed with the art style. So having this assassin group be very serious and very dangerous comes through very well in this chapter. Now, who are these guys? Well, they're apparently the assassins that came with Val. Val apparently commands them to an extent, but of course they are a ninja force, an assassin force, for His Majesty. And Mei Nian actually brings up a couple of good points here. It clears the air a little bit for Val, and it clears up the air for us, the readers. Number one, here's the big thing. Mei Nian was only happy about becoming the concubine, the mistress, all right, your wife ain't doing it for you type of person for the Emperor. She didn't love him. She doesn't even like him. She doesn't even care for South Kai. But it got her one step closer to the possibility of seeing Soo-won. Val notes this and says, oh shit. So her entire plan, as we knew before, but her entire plan was, of course, to get to Coca Kingdom. Her father was from Coca Kingdom. We already knew this, blah, blah. Val's finding out this surprisingly with the expressions on his face. I'm assuming that he had no indication, no idea, did not know the history, and she's, regurgitating all this stuff. And of course, then we have the comedic moment halfway through the chapter. Once again, this chapter, honestly, not the best paced. All right. Now I know what you're thinking. It's like, come on, Griever, it's Yona of the Dawn. It's got to be a good chapter. It's got to be a good chapter. No, it does not have to be. Unfortunately, I personally think that this chapter, I understand we're trying to get on with it a little bit, but unlike certain things like Wano and One Piece right now, I haven't heard anybody really asking this arc to be super rushed in any capacity. We're past the part where Yona was acting uncharacteristic as far as I'm concerned. So I'm sitting back here going, this is too fast. Like the conveniency of course, they talked about Val and Mei Nian, went out to town and blah blah blah, and all that stuff happened. All that stuff happened in a short period of time. They met with Lily, they met with the bodyguards, everything's all good. Then they just so happen after Val, they escape Val for a moment after this is very dialogue heavy chapter. This is a very, all right, you need to know the plot, Val. You need to be caught up to speed. So you, the reader, we're going to remind you, plus we're going to inform Val, so Val can make an informed opinion about what he's going to do by the end of the chapter, which, of course, is another thing that the pacing has a bit of a problem with, in my opinion, because I don't mind the way this turned out. I just think within 31 pages, this happened way too quickly. They conveniently, after escaping Val, happened to run into Lily and the bodyguards who were still around. They run into the assassin. Val shows up again. That's not convenient. But the convenient thing is that they run into these two again, or these three again, only for everyone to go, "What's going on? Let's info dump. Let's plot dump. Oh, that we think we haven't seen the palace guards ourselves. This is very odd. Blah blah blah." We're shoehorning in a couple of plot points just to speed it along rather than discover at a slower pace. We're having characters insert themselves into the following pages to give us what's happening, what's going on. We're being told, not shown, at a very quick pace, in my opinion. And then, after Val uses the whole, you take orders from me, so piss off, Desmond, piss off, scary assassin dudes, and they seemingly listen. They do seemingly listen, which is fair. I mean, he is a general. But they do listen. And then, all of a sudden, they go into the comedy stretch, which, okay, a little bit of lightheartedness isn't bad, but the situation is seeming, okay, who are these scary dudes that are in cloaks with scary, like, hello, I'm Hexadecimal from Reboot Masks that are trying to kill me, and then going into, a bit of a comedy thing is a little much, in my opinion. Now, the thing that really I think is quick paced is the fact that then, of course, now they have to drop another info dump so that Val can get caught up with, she's in love with you, you idiot. Right? We need, of course, oh, do you happen to be Val? Well, you were the one who said, oh, Val, you idiot, blah, blah. They're talking about the bar scene they just had, which, fine dandy, it's the same night, but the conveniency of them running into Lily and the people while Val intercepted them and stuff, this far away, it seemed like they were halfway home sort of idea. And all of a sudden they intercept them anyways. This all happens and stuff. It's happening quite quickly. And from Val's perspective, it's like, holy shit, here's everything that's happened in the last 30 chapters. Plus, here's my backstory, apparently, Mei Nian's backstory about her unrequited love with me. Okay. And then, to top it all off, then by the end of the chapter, what ends up happening after this, of course, is that she still refuses to go. She doesn't want to go. And then the assassins try to attack Yona. And, of course, Mei Nian wants to defend Yona because Yona has been very kind to her and that kind of stuff. And then the assassin makes a remark to say, I'm allowed to cut. Basically, says cut up your legs, but I think they meant cut off your legs. Like, I'm not supposed to kill you, but the Emperor was okay if I, chopped off a limb sort of idea. That's the impression I got. I think the translation is being a little nice because cutting up your leg, whatever. I mean, that would still suck, but still, you know what I mean? So I think, I mean, that's very serious and stuff like that. But then Val shows up at the end of the chapter and is, nope, shit, I gotta, double blade, like a badass. He's a dual wielder, so I'm really liking Val. Val is definitely very much the hawk of South Kai. He's definitely very cool, very bored expression on his face, half eyes closed all the time, that kind of idea, I really don't get what's going on, seriously, what are we doing here, he's definitely got that motif to him. And I like Val so far. I always liked his design and everything, and so far I'm liking Val because he's very, very much in the vein of acting like Hawk. However, which is another parallel for Mei Nian to Yona. They have many a parallel, of course. And maybe too much. Maybe a little too much, but we can talk about that at another time. My problem here is that then at the end of the chapter, as I said, Val defends her from these assassin people. And Bowman's like, shit, now I'm defying orders and stuff, because my orders are to bring you back regardless to South Kai. She brings up the point, what type of, what do you think's going to happen? I mean, look at the other people here to retrieve me. He's not happy with me. He's not happy at all that I'm here. He's not happy he had to come fetch me, get me, whatever. And I'm just a concubine to him. I'm going to be treated harshly, if not punished. I'm going to either be beaten, I'm going to be raped, I'm going to be killed, I'm going to be whatever. At the best possible, I'm not murdered, but then I'm back being his slave pretty much, without so many words. So she's just like, and he's going to beat her silly probably for defying him and all this other crap, you know? So what type of welcome awaits her and stuff? So Val, of course, who does care for Mei Nian in his own way and stuff and is trying to process all this, he jumps into the fray. That's the end of the chapter. Now, as I said, the problem I have with this is that these are three very fast-paced things for Val to go through from a Val perspective, right? Because, as I said, the plot convenience and all the info dumping, inserting the characters like Lily and stuff like that just to drop the information, the Dosmos to drop information, like everybody's here to drop information. And just so we know what's going on without just it being slow paced, but it seems very quickly paced. And then from Val's perspective, it's like, holy shit, okay, I found Mei Nian. Okay, you cut your hair, what's going on, blah, blah, blah. All right, you don't want to go back to South Kai. Why not? What's going on with that? Then all of a sudden, wait a minute, you're in love with me? Wait a minute, now all of a sudden I'm going to turncoat on my country at the drop of a hat. It seems a little fast from a Val perspective. Once again, I like the character of Val, and Mei Nian is growing on me, though I'm not her biggest fan. But from Val's perspective, this is going way too quick. He's a soldier, a general in the army. He has no feelings towards Coca Kingdom whatsoever. It's not like he's met a little girl there who he helped with it and saved or anything like that. Like, not like Hawk did, you know what I mean? With the little boy and stuff like that. It's not like he was, he was injured and he was helped by the Coca people who didn't know that he was from South Kai and they treated him so fairly and stuff, and now he's got these mixed emotions. Nothing like that has happened for Val. Val is not only a soldier, but a general in South Kai's army. He is patriotic from what we understand and is here to take her back. And the fact of the matter is that even though Mei Nian says multiple times, like, all right, she's like, he knows there's something going on with her being sick and needing soo-won for some reason and stuff like that. So he suspects that. So he doesn't know about the Crimson Dragon illness, of course. But also, he goes through all this, right? With, I'm going to bring you back no matter what, princess sort of mentality. She tells him, what do you think's going to happen to me when I go back? I'll be killed. I'll be beaten. Something bad's going to happen at the best. He still goes, regardless of that, I'll appeal to the Emperor. I got to take you back. And then all of a sudden decides, no, I'm going to turncoat. Like, I'm okay with him turncoating. I'm going, this is a little too fast. That's all I'm saying. Now, you could make the argument that, well, the Dosmos guy was attacking her and that kind of idea, so he's defending her in that regard. He already did that once in this chapter. But then he did it a second time, and it's implied now he's going to defend her and he's going to attack them back and go against their orders, like, you know, that kind of idea, like, your orders are to do this, and then the Dosmos guys are going to attack him. It's like, so you're defying orders. Your job is to capture her and bring her back. If you're not doing that right this second, then it's basically treason and you're defying orders. He knows that. That's why he said shit. He says shit at the end of the chapter because he's like, what did I just do? So, which is a good thing. He's a good character and stuff like that for doing that. But this all happened in the matter of 30 pages. That's a lot. That's a lot of shit to go down in 30 pages, in my opinion. It feels, and it's not in a good way. I feel like this could have been stretched out for at least 2.5 chapters. You know, we could have had more of this. It could have been handled differently. Once again, I'm not upset with the plot direction. And this is what we get. This is what we get. Chapter 227, it happened. Okay, let's keep moving on. That it doesn't make or break the plot in any significant way as far as I'm concerned. And if this is the direction we're going, that Val's going to help Mei Nian rather than hurt her, fine dandy. That was a big suspicion anyways. But all happening in this span of time is a little much. You know, you expect that to happen in this span of time, and it's happening in this span of time. At least that's what I feel. What do you guys think? Am I full of shit, or am I making some good headway? Am I making some good points here? Maybe it was just me. I read the chapter only twice. Usually I try to read it, you know, a couple of times to myself. Then I read it right before the review, and then I review, right? Just keep things fresh so I can think of a few different avenues this could have went. So this time I only ended up reading it twice, not 3 or 4 times. But there wasn't really a whole lot to get into because we didn't follow multiple groups and stuff like that. It was quite simple. Mei Nian info dumps on Val, and Val goes, wow, this is a lot to process. He literally says, there's too much shit to process right now, and then boom, ends up committing treason. So, from one of their best generals, patriotic as hell, to turncoat in 2.5 seconds. Okay, I guess that's where we're headed. So, as I said, if this happened over a longer span of time, it would make perfect sense and I'd be fine with it. It just seemed to happen a little quick for me. As I said, the chapter's not bad in any way, but it's not great for sure. And the pacing is a problem as far as I'm concerned. But that's my takeaway. What did you guys think of the chapter yourselves? Let me know in the comment section down below. Like, comment, subscribe. Fourth and most importantly, don't forget to treat yourself. Love yourself. Within your means, of course. Don't, spend your last $5 meant to go towards your electric bill and go get McDonald's. Don't do that. But seriously, have yourself a good weekend. Have yourself a nice Friday night. Order a pizza. Have a 6-pack of beer. Whatever floats your boat. Have a glass of wine with dinner. Whatever's going to just let you decompress and just go, have a nice breath of fresh air. You deserve it. Y'all do. And now, fifth and most importantly, of course, drink. But responsibly, as I always do. And we will see you beautiful, ladies and gentlemen, back here once again for the next exciting chapter of Yona of the Dawn. Yona of the Dawn, chapter 228. We will see you back here for that chapter next time. I don't think we're going to be jumping away from Main Yan's group until probably about chapter 230 at this point. I think we're going to follow them for a couple more chapters. What do you think? Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. See you back here next time. Bye-bye.